I just want to start straight off the bat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone's waiting for me.
Everyone's waiting for me. It's always nice having job offers, isn't it? Having multiple. I have never had multiple job offers before.
No, nor have I.
No.
I've only had
And
one.
I do get candidates I work with who do. It's good for them. I always say it's good to kind of have that sort of option. You've got different sort of things you can do. But it's a hard one sometimes. You really have to kind of dig deep into what they're asking and what they're actually looking for. Because one job might be better than the other one, better suited to them. It might not be as much money as the other one, so you have to take the emotion away from the money side. Look at the ongoing, look at the promotion prospects, but you do need to kind of take a bit of time to look at them and talk it with people, talk it out with people, get some advice. You're a recruitment person that you're working with, a la me. I'm very good at that. I can talk to you about it, or you can speak to your family, speak to your friends, see what they say, see what thinks best for you, and then make a decision that way. That's how I like to do it.
Yeah, because personally, when I was looking for a job before coming to Darwin, I was literally stuck. I couldn't.
Oh, really?
I literally, after I did my course, it was literally terrible. Like, I was applying but I wasn't getting anywhere, and then I was like, I don't know what to do. So could you give any advice on someone that's like looking for a job and too scared to go to a recruiter?
Yeah, is be patient. One thing is be patient. A lot of people think that they're going to apply for like 2 or 3 jobs and they're going to get interviews straight away.
Yeah.
And sometimes that might happen. Don't get me wrong, it's never not happened. They might kind of strike gold and hit that. They have to be patient, you have to be consistent, you have to be disciplined about certain things, you know. And you have to. One thing that I like to really say to the guys that I work with is write down all the companies that you've actually want to work for.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't know what company you work for, do some research into it. Have a look and see in the industry the businesses you'd like to work for and the reasons why. You know, it could be any. I mean, go high. Google, Facebook, all these tech companies, why not? Go for it, then all the way down to like the SMEs, the small businesses, the local businesses, and then have a look and find out why. Then just literally just go through every single one.
Yeah.
Just go through every single one, get in contact with them. They might not be hiring, but get in contact with them and speak to them about it. Find out what their process is, get as much information as possible, and then from there you can carry on doing it. You don't need a recruiter.
Yeah.
You know, recruitment people are there as a convenience. Because not everyone's got the time to do it. You know, a lot of people don't use recruiters because they've got, like, for instance, like clients and tech companies got their own in-house staff, or if people are out of work and they've got that time to do it, or they know a lot of industry people in the industry sort of thing. So you don't need to use a recruiter all the time.
Yeah.
But it's benefit because we do have some benefits. We've got a big network. We know what we're doing. Well, for instance, I've been doing it for well over 10 years now. I know it doesn't look like it, but I have. You know, 21, have a hard paper round, but exactly. So it's very kind of tied to what you're actually looking for and how confident you are in looking for a job. But don't be scared to ask for help. I mean, that's what we're there for, you know.
Yeah, going off of what you said, when I was younger, when I was in my college days, just after looking for an apprenticeship, I remember going on my own personal Instagram and just messaging loads of businesses, but the message was absolutely terrible.
It's an art. It's an art form.
Yeah.
It's not. There's no perfect science to it. You know, I keep saying this to a couple of guys downstairs as well who are sending like a message to the candidates and trying to grab attention on LinkedIn, for instance. And a lot of people turn around and say, "Oh, I've got some great feedback from this," or "I've got not great feedback from that." It's one of the main things I see is don't try and sell yourself straight off the bat because nobody likes to be sold to. Even if you're a candidate and you're getting in touch with like a managing director, a CEO, or even like an HR person, they get people, hundreds of people per week, even maybe sometimes these big tech companies per day, with same message over and over again, and they just ignore them. So instead, ask for information. Try and stand out. Don't say, I'm this, I'm great, I'm trying to sell myself. No. Okay, I see you've got this job opening. What's the process? What are you guys looking for? What's the number one thing that you guys are looking for? Do you have a job description? Get as much information as possible because it's a breath of fresh air for them. Because they're going to go, oh, you're just looking for info. That's nice, that's cool. I'm more than happy to give him info because it's their job.
Yeah.
You know, I was going to swear there, I need to be careful.
Yeah,
I was
calm
like,
yourself.
you know, get that beat button, smacked it.
Don't.
But you have to, so look for information and be more on, always try and see what it's like on their point of view. What would you like to hear if you were on that side of the fence sort of thing? Keep this kind of options a little bit open. And once you get that sort of like kind of network and that sort of like kind of understanding and relationship built, you can then take that a little bit further to say, how is the process going? Have you found anyone yet? I really like this job. I can do this. I can do that. Here's my references. Can I send you my CV? Would that be okay? And they were like, yeah, go for it, because you've already built that sort of like kind of relationship with them already.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people just sit there and go, give me a job, and chuck a CV at them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, well, no, I'll chuck it in with the thousands I've just got next to me, you know?
Yeah.
You need to stand out. You need to stand out and do stuff like that.
Yeah, just don't randomly message, be like, look, here's my CV, hire me, please.
That's going to get ignored, because
No.
that's unfortunate the way we live, the society we live in right now, especially with the amount of like redundancies being made over the past few years, especially the tech world, especially in the US. So these people have been bombarded with CVs left, right, centre, so they will get a little bit kind of whatever.
Yeah.
So if you do something, a little tweak of your approach, and actually be human instead of being like a selling machine and try to sell yourself, you get a lot of feedback, a lot of positive feedback. Sometimes it might not work, and sometimes it might work.
Going off of that, say for example, if someone looks at jobs and like doesn't research the particular company or just doesn't know where to start off in like a job role. For me, especially before I went into marketing, I had no clue what I was doing.
Right.
So I didn't even research. I was just applying for loads of random jobs and like wished for the best.
Yeah.
Like, say for example, if I had like a friend and I was like, what is the main thing to do in the future if you're applying for jobs? What would you suggest?
What sort of research to do, sort of thing, It's difficult, because a lot of companies don't like to divulge a lot about the business. They have a job description which kind of gives a snapshot of what it's all about. You can kind of gauge of what the ins and outs of what's going on. When you're applying, you have a look at it. If you're working again with a recruiter, ask them. They should know the ins and outs of that job straight down about everything about it.
Yeah.
And if they don't, they're not doing the job well. If you approach a recruiter and they don't know the job inside and out, I wouldn't use them. I would say, okay, see you later. I don't want to use you, because they've not qualified. They've not got a decent job. They're literally just going to spam you out.
Yeah.
You don't want that. You want to build a good relationship with the recruiter and a good relationship with the recruiter and the client as well.
Okay.
That's the main thing to do. If you don't know much of the job, after the job spec, do some research online, see what similar jobs have got on there. There's countless forums. Reddit is literally a goldmine for these sort of things, especially from a tech world. You can go on Reddit, there's loads of subreddits on there that discuss different positions and what you need to do, a lot of Facebook groups as well. LinkedIn is a great tool to use. Ask questions, ask people who are in the job already. Don't be scared to actually ask people who are in that company already to say are in a similar position of what they've done. Do a bit of stalking, find out what they've been doing, and then just reach out to them, ask them questions, because it's they won't. I mean, 9 times out of 10 they might come back. They don't know how busy people are. So I would sit there and send out about 10 to 15 messages to people in that sort of like kind of industry and company. And find out what's the ins and outs of it, you know. Give me some background. Any good points, any bad points? Is this job worth taking? Am I going to be excited to take this job? Do you know anything that I need to know before I go into the interview? Can you mentor me a little bit? You never know. And you'll be very surprised at what sort of feedback you get, to be honest. A lot of people are they like it, because when you approach someone like that, they take it as a bit of a compliment. You know, you're kind of stroking their ego, sort of thing. You know, when someone comes up to you and say, "Oh, you're there. Can you mentor me?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll do it."
Yeah,
I'll have some of that. So so they'll be a little bit more accommodating to that sort of things. It's good. Just do a little bit of research. We live in a world now. Everyone's online, and you can find out a lot of information on social media and on LinkedIn and all that sort of stuff. So anyone who doesn't do any sort of research before they get a job they've got no excuse. They've got no excuse.
You say you didn't research recruitment.
I didn't.
No, just went in blind.
When I went to my first recruitment company, I went in blind, really, because I did recruitment. I was in completely different, so I went in there and just kind of blagged it.
Yeah, so what do you enjoy about doing recruiting compared to what you were doing before?
Every day is different. Every day is different. I can come in and it's more sociable. I was in logistics before behind the doors, and I was travelling all around the world doing it.
Yeah.
It gets to be a little bit monotonous. Every day was the same thing over and over again. Recruitment, every job can be like that, but at least here you can actually speak to some interesting people and learn a lot. You know, there's different stuff, there's different tech coming out. I'm speaking to people all around the world as well, you know. It's not every day that I'm sitting there on a Teams call with someone from Switzerland, Germany and France on the same call, and you're like, okay, this is going to be challenging because obviously the Scottish accent doesn't go down very well. So,
No.
so it's a different sort of experience of recruitment. I do like it. It's hard. Don't get me wrong. It's not easy. You have to have thick skin. You have to have some sort of resiliency there, and you have to just keep going. Consistency is key to this sort of game.
Yeah.
Once you kind of crack that formula, you'll you've kind of nailed it a little bit, you know.
Yes.
But there you go. That's a mic drop moment, guys. Put that in a poster. No. Okay. Sell it. You can sell it.
Marketing. So I've just, say for example, I've just researched Brood.
It's client message. LinkedIn, guys. Don't worry. What am I looking at? There's too many.
Too many cameras.
Too many cameras. Never met a camera that didn't like me.
The stress.
I know, right?
So say that we were just talking about like the research in aspect of it. You're just
Yeah. I get the research side of things. Yeah.
Yeah. So the research kind of thing. So say for example, I researched loads of companies and I applied for a job.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they all get back to me and they're like, oh, we really want you. Yay.
Great.
Amazing. So how would I evaluate the responsibilities of that job?
Just have a look at them. As I was saying, it's research again. That's what you do.
Research.
If you're in an interview process, speak to the interviewer.
Yeah.
Speak to the interviewer. Say, right, what am I going to be doing here? What is it all about? The interview. Remember, when you're in an interview, you're interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you.
Yeah.
It's an old school cliche. I hate saying it, but it's true.
Yeah.
Ask as many questions as you can. You know, if you come out of there thinking you're satisfied, you know everything about that job, and you know what exactly you'll be doing, the interviewer did a very good job and interviewed you well and answered everything. And that's the problem nowadays. You see a lot of companies out there that don't know how to interview.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating because a lot of candidates come back and say, we didn't go into detail about this, didn't do this, X, Y, Z. They didn't tell me what I'm going to be doing on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
And a lot of them will be like, oh, I'm going to wait until the second or third interview. It goes, yeah, but if you wait to that long down the road in the interview process, they might not want to do that. So you've just wasted time. So get everything out in the first interview so you know where you're on the same playing field, the level playing field sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it's that's a frustrating thing. I try and teach my clients as much as possible about how to interview properly. Some of them take it on board, some of them think I'm being patronising to them, which is part of what it is. But I'm not, I'm just trying to help, I'm just trying to get the best of everything. But yeah, just ask as much questions as you can when you interview, or with the recruitment person you're dealing with, or the HR person you're dealing with if you've not got to the interview process yet and it's like 2 days before. A lot of companies put a lot of effort into it and send you as much info as possible sort of thing, which is good. I mean, you can never have not enough information sort of thing, so that's the best way to do it, I would say.
Yeah, is there like too many questions that you can ask? Is it bad, say in an interview, that they were asking, say if I was asking you loads of responsibilities and what I would do, asking too many questions, is that a bad thing or a good thing?
It's one of those things that you can have to kind of weigh up. Asking about 50 questions of the same subject, yeah, that's too much.
Yeah.
At least learn from it, listen to the answers, and don't ask the same question over and over again. You know, you want to come across a little bit of initiative.
Yeah.
You know, come up with a game plan before you go in there. Think about what you're going to ask before you walk in. Write it down even. A lot of the companies actually make, a lot of the interviews, you're allowed to take a notepad and pen in for notes. So you can jot down. I think that's quite dear when you hear someone come in and do that.
It's more like, oh, you're more prepared.
Yeah, you're more. It's a bit more like kind of, all right, this guy, you seem more serious.
Yeah.
You know, if a guy walks in swaggering, you know, or a person walks in giving it like, hiya, how you doing, sitting down, chilling and that, you can't take them serious. But if you've got someone who comes in looking the part, who's got a notepad and pen down, who's got questions written down, that person's going to be like, okay, this guy's a real deal, he's up for this. I like that. You know, it's companies go, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
So as I say, take as much information as possible, that sort of thing.
Researching the job again.
Researching that job again.
Researching a job. Yay! Typey. So what is
Love that. Typey.
Typey. So it's like the tapper from The Simpsons, like tapper. So what benefits and roles are you looking for your ideal company? Say for example, if I was looking, what would I be searching for?
Whatever you want. There's no set rules to say that you must have this, you must have that. Whatever fits well into what you're looking for in your way of life, you know. Depending on what you are you single, or you've got kids, do you have a car and all that sort of stuff, you can ask if they've got a company car package. Do you have private health insurance, and does it cover the family as well? How long do I need to be there until I actually qualify for that? It's all dependent on what your sort of situation is. Everyone can be different. Make sure that you're doing it for the right reason, sort of thing, to make sure it's actually good. For instance, for me, I'm getting on a bit now, so I'm looking for health insurance just in case. I know I don't look it, but then I've got my daughter as well, so I'd look to see if I could get a job that can actually have the health insurance to cover her as well. Cars, do you pay for travel, sort of thing? That's a good one as well, a new one that's coming through. A lot of companies pay for travel. But yeah, so it's literally, it depends on what you're actually after, is what suits you more into anything else, you know. But there's a lot of different ones you can do: gym membership, travel, health insurance, eye insurance, all that sort of stuff. You know, it's depending on what's best for you more than anything else. There's never a right or wrong answer to this, to be honest. You know, but
always looking what suits you best, like the salary and that kind of thing.
But don't undersell what they've got. You know, they might think someone might think, oh yeah, Pizza Fridays or Dress Down Fridays is the best thing ever. And then someone who's been there for a number of years just goes, that's not really a benefit. That's a given. A lot of businesses are now actually starting to kind of realise that now. That just because you have small incentives doesn't give it. It's not a benefit. You know, like Dress Down days, pizza days, beer Fridays, and all that sort of stuff. That's just an added bonus. It's not a benefit that should be written down in a job description.
Fair enough, man.
Yeah.
Good story. Okay.
Trust your gut.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. That's a weird one. It's like, how do you trust
your own? You sort of know though. Like you always get that got that gut feeling. Like in any situation, it could be like a job or anything else. If you got a weird gut feeling, follow it. That's what I always say. That's my main goal in life. Trust my gut.
Because there's always a reason there. You know, it's probably you're doing backflips on purpose. Because something's not right, or something you're not, or your subconscious, unless you go to the toilet, but something's not right, just in case in the back of your head, sort of thing. You know, that maybe your subconscious is kicked in.
Always a problem.
Always a problem. Always a problem. But always trust on what yourself say. Speak to yourself. That's what it is, you know, and just take a little bit of step back and evaluate it all and find out, is this right for me? Because sometimes don't be forced into stuff. A lot of people think, it's 10 grand more than I'm getting. Just because it's 10 grand more doesn't mean you're gonna like the job.
That's the main thing.
I'd much rather be in a job and get paid 20 grand a year than be in a job that I physically hate and can't stand and get paid 100 grand a year. It'd be great for about the first 3 months, but then I'll be miserable for the rest of the time. So
you
always have to
never want to go into a job that you don't enjoy, even if it's like loads and tons of money. You're still not going to enjoy it either way.
Exactly.
And then you're just going to hate going to work every day. What kind of life is that?
It's not. It's a rubbish life, Sophie. It's a rubbish life, and we don't want that negativity.
No, we want positive vibes.
Exactly. It's 2023.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Ryan, for being on our first episode of our podcast. How do you feel?
I feel privileged. Thank you so much.
Oh my God, yes.
I know, this is great. This is hopefully get me back on again, because I love doing this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
Maddie, meanwhile, is like,
yes, let's do it. Oh, that's a no. I said no. Don't get him on again.
No.
Stay away.
But yeah, is there any other experiences you would like to share before you leave the premises?
No. I'm fine with that, thank you. I think I don't want to give too much away because I want to come back on again and give more stuff.
Okay.
You can't just give everything away in the first 5 minutes.
Very true, very true. So if you're interested in more career advice, hiring tips, or the latest updates in the tech community, make sure you subscribe to our channel and give this video a like.